Homemade appetizers, absolutely delicious. If somebody don't tell Big Daddy I'm over here doing it, honey, let me tell you, let's just get a few ingredients. It seems like kind of a lot of ingredients, but this is delicious, tasty, and it's really pretty easy. What's better than spinach dip? Honey, crab spinach dip. Adding crab to this program really stepped it up a level. And I'm all about stepping it up a level. You might want to pause on that screen so that you can see all of the ingredients if you're not watching on YouTube. I'm going to list all the ingredients. You can use frozen spinach, but I personally like to go on and get the fresh spinach. But what I will do the next time, I will chop that spinach up. I will not wait until it's in the skillet and I'm seeing that it's all long and stringy, and then I have to cut it up in the skillet, because that's just what I did. I pulled out my utility scissors and I cut that spinach up because you eating an appetizer, I want it to be easy and I want it to be fun, and I want you to be able to drink and have conversation and not worry about a big old piece of spinach on your cracker or your piece of bread. So the real key to this, I found, saute that spinach like you're going to eat the spinach by itself. I put some Kerry Gold butter in the skillet. And listen, that Kerry Gold is a game changer. It's next level in butter, just a better quality of butter, and you can just really taste it. Next time, also, I'm going to use the Kerry Gold butter with garlic. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I'm sauteing garlic, onions in this butter. I had to use minced garlic because I didn't have enough fresh garlic. Spinach really cooks down. It has a lot of water in it, so don't be concerned. I didn't even get my biggest skillet out, even though I need some more skillets. I need a set of pots. Big Daddy, when you come home, bring me a set of new dishes, honey. A new set of pots and pans. Bring the good stuff. Okay, so I cooked it down and I added more butter. I could smell and I was tasting all along the way when I needed a little more seasoning, a dab of salt. And I like to use sea salt or kosher salt or pink Himalayan sea salt. Let me get it right. I've been having problems with the audio on this thing, so I'm tired of redoing it. So you just gonna have to live with my little voice mistakes as I go through this to tell you what I did, because it really wasn't that difficult. So you saute that down. Now, sauteing that spinach and tasting that spinach made me really want to add cream spinach to my repertoire. I've never made cream spinach at home for my family, but I will now, because when I cooked that spinach down and it was tasting good and I added that Philadelphia cream cheese to it and I tasted it again, I wanted to stop, baby. I was like, okay, I just need me a steak and this is it. But it wasn't it. That wasn't the objective. The goal was to get a fire appetizer on the plate, on the program, for my friends to try and to say, girl, you know you be doing it. I live for it, that a girl. Okay, so I was shredding the cheese, and you always want to shred fresh cheese instead of getting it in the bag. In the bag, it has wood chips and real fine plastic to keep it from separating. It's not enough for the USDA to oppose, but it's enough to get in your system and cause wreckage. You ever heard of free radicals? That's that mess that they put in the food to keep it from sticking and to make it look pretty and all that old kind of stuff. Girl, shred you up some cheese. And I don't care if it's a man listening. Shred that cheese. Y'all shred even better. You stronger. I did use Gouda, and I used a sharp white cheddar in addition to the Philadelphia cream cheese. But listen, when you change the different cheeses and you do things other than white and yellow cheddar, you straight giving it a whole different flavor. This made me really fall in love with this program. Now, adding sour cream it helps make it creamy, and it does it to it. I think I would have done a little more sour cream, just a little bit more, because I did a whole lot of cheese. I think it might have made it a little creamier, But that's kind of up to you. You know, if you into textures, how you like your textures is all up to you. You just got to try it, taste it, whip it, stir it. When I was stirring it and smelling it, it was just right on point. I was like, okay, I'm liking this. Had to make sure everything was bite sized. I put paprika on it. I wanted color. And then you can feel the thickness of it when you're stirring it. And you're familiar with spinach dip if you're making it. So you know how thick or chewy or gooey you want yours. Add cheese accordingly. I turned the fire off and then I added my lump crab meat. It was going to bake. I didn't want to overdo it. I didn't want to bruise and hurt the lump crab meat, but it was so thick I did have to cut it up with a knife as I was taking it out, and I kind of folded it over. So I made sure all of my heavy stirring and mixing was over before I got to the crab portion of the program, because I didn't want to break it all up and I didn't want the crab to be so fine in it you couldn't tell it was crab in it. Baby, that crab was hitting like them artichokes. I be hitting in that crab dip. You thought you had some artichokes in there, but it was lump crab meat. Premium quality lump crab meat. Once I folded that all in there, then it was time to load it in my dish. But before that, I did add some seafood seasoning to it because the crab was looking real white and plain. And I was thinking, what do I like? What flavors do I like to hit my mouth when I'm eating crab? So I grabbed some more crab dip because it was going to get the butter and the cheese. All it needed was a little seasoning. And I was like, okay, this looks good. It smells great. Let's plate it. I'm all about presentation because you eat with your eyes before anything and then your nose. Okay, I got the eyes and the nose. Check, check. Let's get this flavor in place. Now, I did add some crushed red pepper flakes. It wasn't for spiciness. When you add a little spice, it wasn't about the heat. It was about elevating all the flavors that were already there. And that's exactly what it did. I didn't even tell anybody. Nobody even knew it had red pepper flakes in it. I put a few more on top as I did the cheese. It was all kind of a garnish situation going on. I did put parsley on it before I threw it in the oven. I threw it in the oven for about 15 minutes. When the cheese melted and it started to sizzle, hey, there we go. I decided to put some real crushed bacon bits on top. Fire. This stuff was just so good, I almost bit my jaw. If somebody don't tell Big Daddy I got these appetizers over here ready, I know something.